Harold Floyd, Elite Force Safety. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's a lovely day today. It's getting a bit warm now. We've been out a few hours.
Yeah, isn't it? catching the rays.
Yeah.
No, we've actually been blessed with actually decent weather, haven't we? I think we've got a good few days of it coming as well. So, but no, golf's going well on it. Everyone's doing well. Elite Force Safety pretty much sponsored the bar and entertainment today, so they're taking us around and keeping everyone refreshed and ready to go, really. So, how's business? How's life?
Business is all right. I think what's happening is a lot of businesses at the moment are still hesitant to book any training or to bring any external trainers in. And then when they're going to open up, what's going to happen next is school holidays.
Yeah.
So with the school holidays, so things are still quite hesitant. We've got things in the pipeline, and obviously working with guys like yourself. So we're busy. We obviously like to be busier because you can't get the word out enough about mental health. Yeah. Everybody's talking about it, and it's a massive thing that's out there at the moment, where a lot of people are going to be suffering from the effects of lockdown, but not also lockdown, going back to work after such a long time of not being in work.
Normality sort
of. Yeah,
for sure.
Anxiety with it.
Yeah, for sure. We spoke with a few people out there the last few months. People were actually saying about even people just not having home everything in the house as they are, and they're working, even people having many cups of coffee and tea they normally do because they've got it on tap at home, and then they're suddenly back to reality again. And it's,
and the big thing with the lockdown as well is not just with the mental side of it, is there's a physical side. If you've been on lockdown and you have not been doing the job as much as you normally do, and then people want you to go back to work and then do the same as you did before, your body's not ready for it. It's like when you come back off holiday and you start working and you go, oh, I'm aching a lot today. Because your body's had 2 weeks off. Yeah,
and there's suddenly going to be people going back into offices and back to work. And suddenly they've got an hour or two of commuting every morning. And it's kind of like, you've got to get back to that. Yeah. Well, I thought this about actually going to work. You literally spend an hour or two driving in. It's all your energy levels. For me, my best part of the day is probably in the morning in terms of energy levels, and then I peter out in the afternoon, so I think tiredness with work. And then, but yeah, for some people, it's going to be getting back into that routine, isn't it? Really, everyone.
There is people who have been who've benefited as well. Where now people have been forced to work from home. And they've realised they can do this blended working. Work from home on a Monday and a Friday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That cuts down on the travel. Cuts down on a lot of pressures from travel. Certainly in London and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. I see a few of the charts actually. A few months, probably a year ago, everyone was saying the percentage when you see people's surveys come up, and it was like everyone was saying, work from home better. But I think you actually see it now switching back again, where people are going, I did actually like being in the office to a certain extent, but there's that happy medium, isn't there? Finding that middle ground.
Absolutely, that's the thing.
The middle ground, I think that is what people want, don't they? Just the flexible working, isn't it? I think even construction companies now are trying to do it to a certain degree. It's flexible working, but it's all good for office space staff. But obviously, things can't be built off from working at home, can they?
No, that's right. But you could do it with the health and safety side of life. Do you need to be on site every single day? You can do your visit, and then do you need to go to site to write your reports for what you've seen?
I think in production, it'd be interesting to see some surveys of probably the production, wouldn't it? How many companies and what production they've got out of people working from home in comparison to not working from home. Being on site. But I suppose the COVID kind of the repercussions of it will be for the next God knows how many years, won't it? It'll be kind of coming out of it to get back to normality. The mental side will have to show for a good few years, and statistics will have to tell us that, I suppose. But but no, it'll be interesting. Thank you for all your assistance and coming down today. I know you've travelled quite a way and all, but Elite Force Safety are coming on board to pretty much assist us with a lot of the mental health training as well for people that we're going to get involved with, and creating a network for the mental health guys that we do train. So after they are trained, they're not just sent out there as people on their own. They've got a support network of the likes of us and the people who are behind us all, Elite Force Safety, Construction Sport, and all the sponsors that can come together on a regular occurrence pretty much to show that we're all supporting each other all the way through, really. That's pretty much about it.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we're against is when people go on a course, you go on a course, that's it and it's finished. With mental health, people need that constant support as well. And where can I go? Where can I get advice? So if you do a tick box exercise with something like mental health, I think you're pretty much wasting your time and your money. You do need definitely that support that Steve was talking about.
And I only want, when I spoke to you originally about it, I said the only reason we want this to be in place is purely from my own experience. I've done the first aid side of it, and then I had phone calls 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night with people saying certain things, and then suddenly I was like, what do I do now? I've got a wife and kids at home and I'm about to go to bed, and I've got this on my mind now, and then suddenly it's for me to take in, and I've got to, and touch wood, and it didn't happen, nothing happened of that, there was no repercussions, but at the same time, if there was, how do I then go forward with my life, literally knowing that I messed up on a phone call and worst case scenario happened. But I think the best thing, as we said, is making sure the right systems are in place, and like I say, prolong the onwards and upwards for all of us.
Absolutely, hopefully, and it saves everybody in the long run. And we're not just talking about construction, and we're not talking about the individual. We're talking about people's lives at work and at home, because this is a life skill and it's a life function that we're talking about here, not just a work-related mental health issue.
No, spot on. But there'll be plenty more from both of us over the coming weeks, months, and years. So, Harold, pleasure.
Thank you. Cheers.